What's going on, gangsters? This is Movie John 75 and I'm with Cyber Ray 1976. This is episode 3 of the video store memories, and we're here at a little place that used to be called Glenwood Video, but now it's an appliance repair place. And I'm going to let Eddie talk about a little bit of it.
Well, this, like I said, it used to be Glenwood Video, and as you can tell, this is the first one in the series we've done where there's an actual business in the place of what used to be here. The other two, there was just a vacant, empty building, empty lot. And
oh yeah, they got plenty of stuff over here. It's inside and outside. I guess they got a ton of them outside. Look at all these stoves, refrigerators.
I would be afraid to leave my stuff out like this. I'd be afraid somebody come in here in the middle of the night and load up a truck and take off.
These might be the kind that they hauled off or something, and I don't know, maybe they just got to trash them or whatever. But anyway, in the late 80s, early 90s, this place was, like I said, called Glenwood Video. The only thing I could really remember about it's being pretty close to my house where I grew up. If you go back this way, down that road right there, about 2 more miles, it was a place called Oakland Park. I grew up, lived there for about 10 years, basically from like 5 years old to 15. So it was in the 80s too, and then in the late 80s is when this place opened up. And I actually remember, the only real memory that I can really bring up is my dad came up here and they had a Commando poster on the wall, and my dad told him, whenever you get rid of that, I want that because my son wants it. And I don't know if he paid for it or what, but back then, usually a lot of places, they didn't sell, you know, posters and stuff. And later on, you know, like Blockbuster or Superstar Video, they had posters for sale for $1 a piece or whatever. But he actually got it for me and I hung it on a wall. I wished I would have kept it and framed it back then, but, you know, that's how...
Original one-sheet Commando poster from 1985.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Have it signed by Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That would be awesome.
We'll look inside and see what they got here now. Looks like they just, I mean, the place ain't real big or anything, but I don't know if you can really see inside there hardly at all.
Well, I do see there's a lot of refrigerators, a lot of dryers, a lot of washers. There's parts on the wall. But it basically looks the same.
Yeah, it does look the same.
As far as the space inside.
Yeah, it was all opened up. It really didn't have like walls in here and there or whatever.
Yeah, but I do remember there being
motorcycle.
There being shelves. You know, I remember when you first went in.
Yeah.
I remember the first shelf that you came to, there was like Nintendo games.
Yeah.
And
I think that was the very first place I ever went into too, that I actually started renting games back then.
Me and my family, we never did really rent here. My biggest memory of this place was really right before they went out of business, and then as they were going out of business, they were selling off all of their videos. And I came up here and I cleaned them out real good, like on a lot of their horror movies and stuff.
When they went out of business, when was that? I can't really remember.
Let's see.
Like I said, I knew they were here in '85 when Commando was out, and I think they lasted into the '90s a little bit.
I think it was back in the late '90s, because I think it was before me and Melissa got together. And I think if I remember right, I think it was right around the same time that Blue Whale Video was going out.
Oh, okay.
So it was right around that same time, and I think that was late '90s, '98, '99, because we were dating at the time, and that was in '98, and I think this shut down. If I'm not mistaken, I think by 2000 this was shut down.
Oh, okay.
But I can remember, let me tell you this one particular memory I do have.
Let's walk over here a little bit. We got traffic and people coming around, customer parking only, so I don't know. There might be somebody that runs the place now.
But when we were in junior high, well, there's a novel called And Then There Were None.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a famous mystery written by Agatha Christie. Part of our assignment in school was we had to read that book. After we read the book, we saw the movie. And the movie was called 10 Little Indians. And it was made in the 70s, and it has Donald Pleasance in it, which most people know from the Halloween movies. Well, we watched that movie, and I really, really liked it. And I have never found that movie anywhere else. Except for here.
Oh, okay.
And I remember they had it for sale at one time when they were shutting down. And
I guess when they went out of business, they actually done, maybe, was it converted over to DVDs or was it still just VHS?
I don't remember them ever having DVDs.
Yeah.
I think they just had, it was all VHS.
Yeah, because that was late 90s, you said, so.
But you know, to this day, I have never been able to find that movie, 10 Little Indians.
Oh, yeah?
Except for here. This is the only store that I can recall that's ever had that movie.
Huh.
And, I do remember they did have a pretty good, pretty nice, decent horror movie selection.
Yeah, the building actually still looks the same too. They ain't really done a whole lot of nothing to it.
The only thing that's changed is the sign.
Yeah.
And the lettering on the doors and the windows. Other than that, the building looked exactly the same as it always did.
Actually, that sign up there is probably the same sign. They just put different lettering on it is all it is, it looks like. And then their big sign, I guess, maybe, I don't know where the big, they had another sign up. I don't know if it was with that one, with this place next door, this jewelry place. And at that time, that was a restaurant a long time ago.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but was that not at one time a seafood restaurant?
I don't know. I think it was like, it was almost like McAdoo's. They had sandwiches and subs and different things, but it might have been that too after that. I don't know. It's been a jewelry store for a very long time now, though.
It seems like I do remember them being like a seafood, kind of like they would sell like, you know, all kinds of like fish and you know, shrimp, and it was like a seafood type restaurant, kind of like the one that was in the Mayflower.
Yeah, the Mayflower. Yeah, and hell, this might have been the same signs of back then. Who knows? It's awful faded, customer parking only.
It probably is.
I don't know.
But that's probably my biggest memory.
This over here too, this is funny because next door here, this is where I used to come here quite a bit because when my mom and dad was still married around that same time when I was living over this way, this over here, which is a daycare place now, look, a Case Head Start thing, used to be a gym back there, and my dad would work out there. And he would bring me up here sometimes, and hell, I'd go over here and look at the movies and stuff, and he'd be over there, and then I'd come back over there, and I'd get money from him and go rent something. So that's a kind of another memory too, I remember.
And I remember this was the very definition of, you hear people say mom and pop store.
Yeah, this was.
This was literally a mom and pop store, because I remember there's an old woman and an old man, both, they're a married couple, and they both run this video store. And they were always really nice to me, and I remember that. And every time I'd go in there to buy their videos, they would always cut me a good deal, you know, on the movies. And, but that's probably my biggest memory as far as like regularly coming up here to regularly rent. And I never did up until the very end. And then when they went out of business, that's when I bought a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of places around here that went out of business, and one of them, which doesn't have to do with like VHS, for most of the ones we're doing, used to just have videos and stuff to rent, and converted to DVD. There is a few places that we'll probably go talk to and see and film or whatever and talk about that went to DVD. That went out of business, was one of them was Movie Gallery. I remember me and you went up there and rated them out a little bit. But
I just had another random memory come to me about this place. There was another movie that I always wanted, and I saw it when I was a kid, and it kind of freaked me out when I was a kid. And I always wanted it, and I never could find the movie anywhere else. But this place had it, and it was The Elephant Man.
Oh yeah.
With
can't think now, can you?
Yeah, my mind went totally blank. But the guy that played Hannibal Lecter.
Oh yeah. Hell, I can't think either.
He's in it, and that's just another random memory that just came into my head. I remember them having that movie, and I never could find it anywhere else. But yeah, I guess we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up.
Yeah.
Not too much more I can really say about this one. So, but stay tuned next time, and Movie John will be in front of the camera next time, and we won't tell you where we're doing next, but we'll keep it a surprise. But we do have a special surprise lined up.
Yeah, some special guests and everything.
Yeah. So stay tuned, and we'll see you on episode number 4.
All right, till next time, gangsters.